Call people, share your views, share your impressions about tonight. Steven will talk later. He's no sign, but he will talk, guarantee you. Guarantee you. I would like to give a chance to say a few words to chairperson of Kings County Conservative Party. We need more conservatives in Brooklyn. And in fact, many Democrats, conservative Democrats, will clearly vote for Steva Chana. They will not vote for Marxist candidate.
Thank you, Councilman Kagan. Let's hear from Harry Kagan.
Yes.
Harry is a wonderful person. He ran a great campaign, and I'm looking forward to supporting you again in the future, Harry. Thank you very much. Thank you for all of you that came here this evening. It's very important. You play a very important role. Because without you, nothing can happen. You provide the fuel for the engine that's going to make this campaign go and roll and move forward. Without you, without the support, we can't do anything. We need you. We need you to continue to give and support and donate to the campaign. We need you to go out and get your neighbors and friends and even your enemies out to vote. As long as they vote the right way, we want them to come out and vote. It's very important because it's going to come down to pulling out the vote for our candidate, Steve Chana. Very important. As it says up there, Chan the man. Steve is the man. He is the man to represent us in the 17th Senate District. Steve, we all know about his background and his support for the community, for our state, for our country. And we need to support him now. Now he needs us. He's been there for us. We need to support him. Very important. Very, very important. We all know what it's like right now. You go to the supermarket, you shop, you come out with a bag of groceries, and you don't know how much money you're spending. Look what you've gotten. It's not enough. Inflation is high. We go out on the streets. We're not safe on the streets. We're not safe in the subway. Our school system is not functioning properly. Our kids are not being educated the way they should be educated. The opportunities are not there. Why? Because we have people representing us that don't represent us. They don't represent our values. We need people like Steve Chana in the state legislature that represents us and will support what we want and what we want to do. They're not progressives, they're regressives. They bring us backwards, pulling us backwards, constantly pulling us backwards. We need to move forward. And the only way to move forward is to elect people that we know will represent us. Those people that support our values. That's what we need to do. Common sense values. You know, when you constantly elect the same group over and over and over again, you get the same result. Right? That's what they call insanity. When you do the same thing over and over again, and you get the same result. We want a different result. We want a result where we can live in freedom, where we can afford to live, where we can go out and be safe in our community, and that our kids can be educated properly. That's what we want. And in order to do that, we need to elect people that represent those values. And that is Steve Chana. The Conservative Party is proud to endorse Steve. We're happy to be here tonight. We're happy to support him every day. And we're going to continue to be out there on the streets for him every single day. And I look forward to seeing all of you out there supporting Steve Chana and electing Steve Chana to the State Senate. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Chair of the Brooklyn Conservative Party, Frank Vilmaron. If you listen carefully, you understand that basically Steven alone will break the super democratic supermajority in New York State Senate. His election will destroy progressive supermajority 2/3 in the New York State Senate. They will never be able to overcome governor's veto if Steven is there. And we're hoping that next governor, hopefully Zeldin or someone like him, will be Republican. And this way, with Steven in the State Senate, they will never be able to pass legislation ignoring opinion of conservative and moderate voters of New York State. That's how important Steve Chana election on November 5th. I would like to give a chance to speak to the person who doesn't actually need any introduction. When I came to New York, I came to America in 1993. And almost the very next day, I've heard his name. I'm talking about Slива. At that time, Slива did not run for mayor, for governor, for president, for anything. He was running in subways. He was running in parks. He was running on the streets with his guardian angels, risking his life. In fact, he was attacked because he fought mafia, he fought gangs, he fought criminals, and he became legendary long before he ran for anything. And that's why so many people in New York City and outside of New York City respect Slива because he spent decades fighting for this amazing capital of the world. Slива! Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Steve. I remember when I first met Steve, I was introduced to you by Lester Chang. And remember the hard time the Democrats gave to Lester Chang. He won against a 36-year incumbent, fair and square. They tried to steal it from him. They said, oh, we can't let a Chinese guy, a Republican, win a seat. That might encourage other Chinese to run, and who knows what will happen. And Lester Chang had to go up to the state legislature for an inquisition by that crook, Carl Hastie, and by a guy named Stanley the Slime Schlein. He is their executioner. And they asked him question after question about Brooklyn, about his district. And Lester withstood the barrage for 4 hours. And finally, Carl Hastie and Stanley Schlein of the corrupt Bronx County machine, the Democrats, decided no mas, no mas. And you had Lester Chang as your Republican conservative assembly person right here in Southern Brooklyn. We should give him a great round of applause because he paved the way. So I remember he introduced me to Steve. He said, wow, we got a great candidate here. Marine, member of the NYPD, been involved in the community forever, but understands the importance of legal immigration, because that's what we stand for, legal immigration. And what a great role model Steve is. You come up, you got to work hard. I'm sure being in the Marine Corps, being in the NYPD was a lot harder at times because of the prejudice. That always exists. But you overcome it by working harder than everyone else and earning people's respect. And remember, whether it's the Marine Corps or the NYPD, what brings us all together is this American flag. You notice, Republicans wear the flag, fly the flag, are proud of the flag. Democrats increasingly hide the flag. They've allowed their leaders to convince them, Steve, that to fly the American flag means you're MAGA. Flying the American flag does not mean you're MAGA. It means you support the greatest country in the world, the home of freedom and democracy. Notice how they brainwash people. I've been to neighborhoods right here in Brooklyn. There are many moderate Democrats. Yes. Specifically up near Sunset Park. A lot of the old Norwegians, the Irish, the Italians, they always have their flags out. They're moderate Democrats. I noticed in the last 2 years when I would go there, no American flag. I figured maybe they did what so many people did, pack their bags and move to Florida. Or maybe they're in the Greenwood Cemetery. They pass So I knocked on some of the doors. These were the same places I campaigned. It was the same people. I said, well, it's Memorial Day. You always had the flag up. Well, we're afraid to put it up. Afraid to put up the American flag. Did you see what happened in Washington, D.C. yesterday? Did you see what they did to our flag? Did you see how they desecrated the monuments? And it took our best ally in the Middle East, in the Persian Gulf, BP, to straighten them out. And let them know, are you crazy? Gays for Palestine? They would kill you, eviscerate you. These are young people who couldn't even find where the Palestinians live on the map. And yet there's a fervor of craziness. They would rather fly the flag of Hezbollah, of Hamas, of the Palestinians, and burn the American flag. One thing I can tell you about Steve, both as a Marine and a member of the NYPD, proud to be an American, you better not try to burn an American flag in front of Steve Chana. This is the difference. And a lot of the moderate Democrats are remembering years ago. They remember Roosevelt. They remember Kennedy. They remember a different time. That's all changed. One of the reasons that I'll switch off from a red jacket, you always see me with the red jacket, is I wear the blue jacket a lot because I want to convince people you can be a moderate Democrat, but if you're a patriot, if you're for law and order, if you're for quality education for your children, if you're for the old values that we were brought up in, you gotta vote for the Republicans because the Democrats are throwing everything overboard and they're afraid of the socialists who have embedded into their party. They're afraid of AOC, all that crazy Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. They're afraid of another guy who grew up in Brooklyn, not far from here, Steve, Bernie the Alcacaka Sanders, who went to Madison High School, the same school that produced the Schmuck the Putz Chuck E. Cheese show. Now, all of them will claim that they were local young men who grew up, and they did, in the area, but they went a different path. Steve grew up in the area, and he's taken the patriotic path, the American path, the immigrant path, because he realizes all this country has provided, not just to him and his family, but to all his people, and the people of other nations from around the world who come here and struggle and work hard and continue to make this country great. I can think of no better person to be elected into the state senate, to break the back of Stuart Cousins and the absolute lock that they have on all legislation. On that day when you get sworn in up in Albany, and they realize that now they don't have it that way anymore, Steve. I know your vote, Steve's vote will always be what's right for America, what's right for the state of New York, what's right for his state senate district, and most importantly, what's right for our children and grandchildren. I give you the next state senator, Steve Chana.
Thank you.